I know some of you might not concentrate on the takbeer, but let me tell you just very quick about the importance of takbeer. That's sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And number two, you are showing the rituals of Islam, and you cannot, you cannot imagine the impact of that takbeer on the young generation. You are teaching them that takbeer will stick in their minds, and they will grow up and they will remember their uncles are sitting in the masjid and they are doing takbeer. So let's motivate them. Let's revive this sunnah in our masjid, and let's teach our children, encourage them to say takbeer. Wallahi, that is so important. I know that everyone here, the adults, you remember your dad, your grandfather when they used to say takbeer. So let's make that, and let's revive the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And you know what? I noticed some of the brothers are doing some slight mistake. So inshallah, everyone from now on till we finish takbeer, if you did mistake, for every mistake, $10, okay? So be aware, inshallah, you will pay a lot. Let's start, and inshallah we'll have a great zeal to start the takbeer. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Walillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar kabira. Walhamdulillahi kathira. Wa subhanallahi bukratan wa asila. وسلم تسليما كثيرا. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر كثيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا. لا إله إلا الله وحده صدق وعده ونصر عبده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر كثيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا. لا إله إلا الله وحده صدق وعده ونصر عبده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Inshallah, we need like these 3-4 minutes without the microphones, inshallah, except the last one. And I see some of the brothers still leaning on the walls and some of them thinking of sleeping. This is not the time of sleeping, by the way. And I believe the sisters, inshallah, they will participate. And this side is more active than this side. I don't know why. Maybe those people here are older than those people. So let's see, inshallah. No, those are my right side, okay? So let's see, inshallah, and without the microphones, okay? Are you ready? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Walillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar kabira walhamdulillahi kathira wa subhanallahi bukratan wa asila. لا إله إلا الله وحده صدق وعده ونصر عبده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون. اللهم صل على
صدق وعده ونصر عبده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your takbeer. Allahumma ameen ya rabbal alameen. Inshallah, we are about to pray Salatul Eid. And Salatul Eid is sunnah mu'akkada an Rasulullah. It is affirmative and confirmed sunnah about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I just wanted you to move a little bit forward so we can have a space for those who will come, inshallah rabbil alameen. Before I start the prayer, I just wanted to explain the way of praying Salatul Eid, inshallah rabbil alameen. Salatul Eid, 2 rak'ahs, inshallah. The first rak'ah, we do the first takbeer, which is called Takbeeratul Ihram. Then we do 7 takbirat extra. And then we continue the Salah. It is sunnah for the Imam to recite Surah Al-Adha in the first rak'ah and Surah Al-Ghashiyah in the second rak'ah. And these are the surahs that I'm going to recite, inshallah. The second rak'ah, we will stand up while we are doing takbir, and then after standing up, we will make other extra 5 takbirat, inshallah. And between each takbirah, we will have also the dhikr that we could say. You could say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, between the 2 takbiras, inshallah rabbil alameen. And also one of the things that I wanted to highlight now, when we say the takbir, we should stay a little bit between each takbirah and not to be in hurry when we are doing Salatul Eid, inshallah. We need to take our time. We need to get the full reward, inshallah rabbil alameen. Also, it is very important to stay for the khutbah after Salah. Some people are, trying to go and flee there and there, and we need to stay to get the full reward, inshallah. The khutbah is part of Salatul Eid. So, and inshallah, it will not take too long, just 9-10 minutes, inshallah, in that period, inshallah. So, as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made this sunnah, we can stand up now and inshallah to start Salatul Eid. Jazakumullah khair. As-salatu jami'ah. As-salatu jami'ah. As-salatu jami'ah. استقيموا واستووا يرحمكم الله. الله أكبر. 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 الله الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. 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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. هل أتاك حديث الغاشية وجوه يومئذ خاشعة عاملة ناصبة تصلى نارا حامية تسقى من عين آنية ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع وجوه يومئذ ناعمة لسعيها راضية في جنة عالية لا تسمع فيها لاغية فيها عين جارية فيها سرر مرفوعة وأكواب موضوعة ونمارق مصفوفة وزرابي مبثوثة أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. 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 إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا وإمامنا وحبيبنا وقائدنا رسول الله محمد اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليك سيدي يا رسول الله. All praises due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Peace and blessings be upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dear respected brothers and sisters, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar that He granted us this opportunity to celebrate the day of Eid. Allahu Akbar. We started our day by saying Allahu Akbar. Our brothers and sisters who performed Hajj, they said Allahu Akbar. Every corner on earth, they are saying Allahu Akbar. We started our day by Takbeer, and we will continue the days of Eid doing Takbeer. What a profound, magnificent statement that we started our day with. We just wanted to take one of the lessons before we move and we leave the masjid. What is the importance of Allahu Akbar? Allahu Akbar, it is not just a statement. It is not just a lip service. Allahu Akbar, Sayyiduna Ibrahim said Allahu Akbar. Rasulullah Muhammad said Allahu Akbar. The companions said Allahu Akbar. And it is the manifestation these days for Allahu Akbar. When Allah tested Ibrahim and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the command to deliver the message of Tawheed and everyone came against him. And the enemies of Islam came against Ibrahim. He said, Allahu Akbar. When he was thrown in the fire, and he said, Allahu Akbar, then the fire meant nothing for him. When he had the enemies surrounded him, plotting against him, he said, Allahu Akbar. When he left Hajar and her son Ismail, he said, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar than anything else. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. It has to be a belief. It has to be a aqidah, a doctrine in our hearts. The believers in the masjid said Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar in our hearts. Allahu Akbar when he got the command to slaughter his son, and he submitted peacefully to Allah. Why? Because Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar than my son. Allahu Akbar than my family. Allahu Akbar than anything else in the dunya. It is not just a word. Allahu Akbar than my desire. Allahu Akbar than my family, my own wishes, my own work, my money, my property. Allahu Akbar, it has to be something everyone should know. The Muslim, it is our trademark. Allahu Akbar should be in our life. Allahu Akbar in our companies, in our jobs. Allahu Akbar everywhere. Allah is the greatest, and we celebrate this day. It is the day of celebration. It is the day of enjoyment. It is the day of happiness. It is the day of Eid. We are celebrating the way of Sayyidina Ibrahim. We are celebrating the sunnah of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We are performing our ibadah, our worship to Allah. Sayyidina Ibrahim, Allah gave him the command, and Allah wanted to test him. Allah wanted to give him the order, O Ibrahim, slaughter your own son. And you know what? He surrendered. He submitted. He did not question Allah. He did not negotiate with Allah. As long as I have the command from Allah, I must do it. That is why we celebrate. It is all about submission to the commands of Allah. And you come here today. Why? You submitted. You left everything behind. You know why? Because Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar than anything else. And you came. You prostrated for Allah. You prayed for Allah. You are sitting now because Allahu Akbar. You came to Salat al-Eid. Allahu Akbar. And you will do your udhiyah, your qurbani, because Allahu Akbar. It is our trademark. It is our statement. Everyone on earth know that statement for the Muslims. Allahu Akbar. It is the day that we got the victory. It is the day of the victory. Upon whom? Upon the shaitan. It is the manifestation for the command of Allah, and the shaitan tries to whisper from Allah. The shaitan came to him and he said, are you okay? Are you crazy? You want to slaughter your own son? He said, yes. If Allah told me that, I will do it. And you know what? He stoned the shaitan. He refused. And he said, I
will obey my Lord. I came here to the dunya to submit myself to the commands of Allah. And you know what? He came to the wife, the mother, Hajar, and he tried to whisper to Hajar to let her convince Ibrahim not to obey Allah. She said, no, my husband has to obey Allah, and she refused the whisper of the shaitan. Then the shaitan moved to Ismail. Ismail, are you going to sacrifice yourself? Because that old man, he is 80 and above. Are you going to obey your dad? Are you going to listen to your dad and say, okay, slaughter me, kill me? That is insane. But Ismail said to his father, Ya abati, if'al ma tu'mar. Oh my dad, do whatever Allah had commanded you to do. It is my message today to the young generation. Obeying your parents is one of the pillars in this deen. One of the essential acts that you need to do. Because Allah said, وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. After Allah commanded us to worship Him, the second command, He ordered us to obey our parents. Look at your parents and obey them. And know very well, it is an act of worship. When you say to your dad, yes, I will do that. When you say to your mom, yes, I will obey you, mom. It is not just because you are weak. It is not just because you do not have your own personality. No, it is an act of worship. The most beloved people to you, and they wanted your interest in the dunya, you wanted your goodness in the dunya, is your parents. Think about this. And you know what? After a short time, you are going to get married and you will have your own children, and you will see how it hurts when your son refuses you, when your son disobeys you. In Islam, it is part of our worship. It is not a tradition. It is not a culture. It is your religion. Your religion to obey. I need you to learn from Ismail. From the Prophet Ismail. He said, Ya abati, if'al ma tu'mar. Oh my dad, do whatever Allah has commanded you to do. And he refused the whisper of the shaitan. So why we are celebrating today? Because it is the day of the victory. The commands of Allah got the victory over the whisper of the shaitan. Let's apply this in our life. Whatever Allah commands you, put Allah first. It is the priority in our life. I understand. I am telling my community. I understand. We have lots of challenges in the Western countries. I understand. It is not easy. It is not easy to get the halal money. It is not easy to get the halal food. It is not easy to practice your religion. It is not easy to find your wife, your daughter with hijab. It is not easy to raise up your children. But do you think that Jannah is cheap? Do you think that you want to be in Firdaus al-A'la next to the Prophet Muhammad without paying anything, without even struggling, without even striving? You know what? I am wondering that we have nowadays Muslims. They do not want to strive, to struggle. They do not want to sacrifice any of the enjoyment of the dunya. They want to take everything in the dunya, whether halal or haram, it does not matter. And on the day of judgment, they want to be next to the Prophet Muhammad shoulder by shoulder. How come? How come? Think about this. Look at the sacrifice of the companions of Rasulullah. We are the believers on earth. You should be proud of your identity. I see like some Muslims, they try to hide their identity in the schools, in colleges, in universities, in companies. Some of the Muslims changed their names so the non-Muslims will not identify that they are Muslims. That is shame on us. Wallahi, to come to this country and to leave our identity and to be called by names which is not part of our Islam, part of our religion. You should raise it on the heavens. I am a Muslim. Who accepted me with my identity, he is welcome. Who refused, still he is welcome. But I will not change my identity. How could you ask Allah to grant us and to grant this religion the victory and to give us the Aqsa, Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa back, and to strengthen our ummah, while you are yourself have neglected your identity? How come you ask the victory for this religion and the sister had take off the hijab to please the company, to please the supervisor, to please the manager? You came here for Allahu Akbar. Do you still believe that Allah Akbar? Allahu Akbar than anything else. I just want you to imagine one scene. Ibrahim, Sayyiduna Ibrahim, Khalilur Rahman, got the knife and laid down his son, and he was about to slaughter his son. You know what Allah said? فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَا وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ. When he submitted, when he acknowledged it, when he was about to slaughter his son, Allah called him. And he said, Ya Ibrahim, قَدْ صَدَّقَتَ الرُّؤْيَا إِنَّا كَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُحْسِنِينَ إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ الْبَلَاءُ الْمُبِينُ وَفَدَيْنَاهُ بِذِبْحٍ عَظِيمٍ. He said, you already accepted, you already passed the test. And then Allah said, we replace Ismail with the dhibh, with the udhiyah, with the qurbani. That is why when you are about to do your qurbani these days, I need you to imagine, it is not the qurbani. It was your own son. Would you do that? It was your own son. Would you do that? And sacrifice your son because Allah said that? The most beloved person on earth to you, your own son. And this is the test from Allah. Who comes first? Allah is number one. Your religion is number one. Do not sell your religion because of a couple of dollars. Do not sell your aqidah. Remember Rasulullah Muhammad. He strived. He strove. He struggled. The companions, they gave their souls, their bodies for that religion to come to us on a plate made out of gold. Do you think after all this sacrifice and the religion came to us, we should sell it very easily like this? My brothers and sisters, it's a wake-up call. Remember this day, why we celebrate? We celebrate the victory of that religion over the shaitan. We celebrate the submission to the commands of Allah. We celebrate to remember the Prophet Ibrahim and Ismail. We celebrate following the footsteps of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We celebrate because it is part of our ibadah, our rituals, our ta'ah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah accept from all of us. Allahumma ameen. Ya Rabb al-Alameen. In very brief moments in the second khutbah, I will tell you a little bit about your udhiyah, about your qurbani. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبد الله ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليك سيدي يا رسول الله ثم أما بعد. My brothers and sisters, I encourage everyone. It is the time for celebration. I need you to make your family members, your wife, your husbands, your children happy. Bring them gifts and try to look after your family members, your relatives. Make calls with your family members back home. Bring your family members if they are here. Invite them to your house. Celebrate the Eid and stay with your children. Give them time. Give them, but not any time, quality time. Talk with your children. Play with them. Enjoy with them. This is the halal enjoyment in our religion. Make this time the time for fun, the time for celebration, the time for enjoyment. And remember, inshallah, to do your qurbani, your udhiyah. Still we have some conditions related to the age of the udhiyah. Choose the best, not the cheapest. Choose the best for the sake of Allah. Choose the best in terms of age, in terms of the quantity of the meat, and do the sacrifice for the sake of Allah, not for showing off, not for sending, the pictures and you might send, but where's your heart? I did it for the sake of Allah or for the sake of people? Do that for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and give to the poor and needy. Try to celebrate by making others happy. And as we know, we have certain ages for the qurbani to be made. If you are doing your qurbani with a sheep, the minimum is 6 months. If you are doing your qurbani with goats, the minimum is 1 year. If you are doing your qurbani with cow, the minimum is 2 years. If you are doing your qurbani with camel, which is not here in the United States, I know, at least 5 years. And when you slaughter on the name of Allah, because Allah said, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا مِمَّا لَمْ يُذْكَرِ اسْمُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ وَإِنَّهُ لَفِسْقٌ. Do not eat from anything slaughtered without mentioning the name of Allah on it, because it is really a corruption. This is what Allah had said in the Quran. And not only this, after doing your qurbani and after cutting the meat, as we know, the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to divide it to 3/3. The first third for yourself, for your wife, for your children. The second third for your relatives, for your family, for your friends, for your neighbors maybe. And the third one, the last part, for the poor and the needy. I just wanted to inform you that we are here in the masjid. We are receiving your donation, your qurbani, inshallah, and we are going to distribute all the qurbani on the 4th day of Eid. So please contact us if you are going to bring us your qurbani, and we are going to put it in the walk-in freezer in the hall next to the masjid, inshallah, and we will keep it for the 4 days, and in the 4th day of Eid, we are going to do drive-through distribution for everyone. Call me, call the masjid, call the brothers here in the management, and we will be able to receive your qurbani from you, inshallah, Rabbil Alameen. The other point I wanted to say, all of you are invited, inshallah, now to have the breakfast on the hall next to the masjid, inshallah, Rabbil Alameen. So please join us. And number 3, salam and congratulating each other after the khutbah. Salah is sunnah from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Let me tell you, on behalf of the board member of the Islamic Center of Richey, as I am the Imam of the Masjid, I got the honor and the blessings from Allah to lead this wonderful, amazing community in this Eid. I can tell you all, without no exception, Eid Mubarak. May Allah bless you all. Enjoy, have the fun, celebrate the Eid. Eid Mubarak. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam. Eid Mubarak.
You got out from the Richey?
I went to New York for holidays. I just come last night.
Oh, okay.
محمد ارفع الستاند هات
आपकी दुनिया से डरायो मैं ये पता तो है कि वहाँ पे वहाँ से भागे हो यहाँ कैसे He's the imam. He's the imam.
Are you getting any spotting here? No. Any spotting? Here? Where? Only one person.
और ठीक है